One of the most famous palaces of Marrakesh is Bahia Palace. Bahia in Arabic means brilliant, beautiful, and all those words that will come to your mind when you enter such a place. Built in the middle of 19th century, Bahia Palace was the house of a government official named Si Moussa. Of course, Si Moussa was not an average white collar. He worked as Grand Vizier to Sultan, and nowadays this would be equal to head of the government. Si Moussa was a powerful and a very rich person. He summoned the best artisans of Morocco and built his house in the center of Marrakesh. The garden of Grand Riad is still preserved from that time, and some inscriptions on the wall tell us the date when the palace was finished, 1866-67. Further expansion of the palace took place under the son of Grand Vizier, named Ba Ahmed. Ba Ahmed inherited the house and also followed his father's path in the government. He also reached Grand Vizier title and even helped one of the sultans to get enthroned. The Sultan Abdelaziz was very young and very grateful, so he entrusted his Grand Vizier with all the business and made Ba Ahmed an actual ruler of Morocco. Ba Ahmed managed to handle both the country and his house. He acquired extra lands, expanded the palace, built new houses for his servants and the concubines, and planted new gardens. Most of what we can see today in Bahia Palace was built under him. When Ba Ahmed died in the year 1900, his house was looted for valuables and stayed unattended for several years. The whole Morocco at the time was going through a difficult period. Constant games of thrones, empty treasury, and the tribal riots were not helping to maintain the peace. Bahia Palace was only later reborn with help of another powerful family of Morocco, the Galoui. In yet another coup d'etat, brothers Galoui supported a brother of Sultan and were rewarded with the titles of Grand Vizier and Pasha of Marrakesh. Madani El Galoui became Vizier, and he revived Bahia Palace in 1908 to receive foreign guests here. 4 years later, when the French established their protectorate over Morocco, the Bahia Palace was given to the French diplomat Hubert Lyautey as his residence. The French were present in Morocco for several decades and cooperated a lot with the Galoui family, allowing them to establish and expand their power to the east and to the south of Marrakesh. Thami El Galoui was very close to the French. He kept his Pasha title and moreover became a person more powerful and more wealthy than the Sultan of Morocco himself. He was in contact with foreign guests and diplomats. He was coasting Winston Churchill and Charlie Chaplin. But however powerful he got as the French collaborator, in the end, at the critical moment, he pledged his loyalty to Moroccan king Mohammed V. His word made a difference and triggered Morocco's independence, and the French left Morocco at Bahia Palace in 1956. Since then, Bahia Palace was royal property and is now open for tourists and our admiration. After we visited Bahia Palace, we were off from Marrakesh towards Sahara Desert. Our way was going through the Atlas Mountains and was surrounded by the picturesque landscapes and amazing serpentine passes. Majestic Atlas Mountains is where the precious rivers originate and bring their waters to Marrakesh. Atlas Mountains are also a rich storage of metals and minerals that had been mined by the locals forever. The active ones will be happy to sell you some stones that they found along the road. The other active people open their coffee shops with mountain views where you can have tagine for lunch. Atlas Mountains is where the Berbers come from. They have always lived here, in Moroccan mountains and deserts, and Berbers continue to live in their villages. Children go to schools, women take care of their homes, while men find jobs in bigger cities. And some guys stay here, make coffee, and talk to the tourists. This day was full of impressions, and in the end we arrived to the Telouet village that our guidebook was telling us it should have some beautiful old palace. When we got closer, a local volunteer welcomed us and took us to the palace after covering my head from the wind.
You cannot see anything but perfetto.
Merci. Welcome.
Merci.
No problem.
Okay.
Then in 1956, the Pasha he died in Marrakesh. Then after all the Kasbah of that Pasha family, it confiscated by Morocco government.
In which year once again?
In 1956,
1956.
Morocco gets independent from French.
It turned out that the Telouet was where the powerful Galoui family was coming from, and they owned their wealth to Telouet. The Galoui settled here in the middle of 19th century according to Sultan's decision to maintain security, collect taxes and control caravans. Galoui would have stayed here forever in Telouet, unless one snowy day in 1893, Sultan himself and his caravan was passing by Telouet and Sultan decided to stay here to rest. The head of the family was as hospitable as he could possibly be and treated his guests with the best he could offer. Sultan was pleased and granted Galoui with his favors and various privileges on the tax collection. That was when the Galoui started their rise. They rose from the regional dukes to all Moroccan leaders even more powerful than Sultan. Telouet Palace is the heart of Galoui family. And even it is hard to tell now, Telouet Place was once much bigger and more beautiful than Bahia Palace. 1,000 people used to live here in these walls, servants, concubines, the Galoui themselves. The floors in the Telouet were made of Italian marble, the walls were covered with Chinese silk, and 300 Moroccan masters spent 3 years making mosaics in the palace.
So this is yours.
Me.
Oh, that's you!
I joke with the people.
That's cool. Wow.
Look at how it looks
It's
like.
still like this.
All that's still there inside.
And you
And the
can...
different silk carpet from China, then I explain you.
Uh-huh.
But woman, she die living here. She's from Switzerland.
And she was living here?
Yeah,
No,
10
that's-
years.
No, not this one, not the one we saw.
Not that then we meet, no. But she they live in the town.
Yeah.
Now there are 10 years and she they give big help for women in that cooperative.
Yeah.
And she make it for us to book pictures from Switzerland.
Good, bravo.
Yeah. Look it.
Wow.
All handmade.
This is look like a little bit
Bahia.
of the Palace of Bahia.
Bahia
Yes.
Palace.
I see. Oh, this one
Cedar
there is
wood.
also the same.
Yeah. Looks like a boat upside down.
All of this is now visible only on the photos, because after Galoui Pasha died in 1956, his palace was confiscated and not taken care of. Telouet was returned to Galoui family in 2009, but the recent earthquake of 2023 made it unsafe and unavailable to visitors.
Okay. All handmade. They don't never use the mold.
No, eh?
Oh, imagine from the head.
Is it you again? Oh, it's
Me again with my concubines.
Our new friend told this to us, and it was
This is
obvious
the
that he was
garden
sad
in
about the
our yard.
situation. Telouet was once vibrant because of tourism, and now only the people with outdated guidebooks come here. Others prefer to skip Telouet. The community still survives with the help of female cooperative of carpet production. Carpets are of amazing quality and can be delivered worldwide. We did not get to see all the beauty of Telouet. Hopefully it will be open again one day, but we got a carpet and now it's hanging on our wall reminding us about the place.